Just Howard Vanges, who joins us now from our weather deck built by Dan Brown Construction. We'll look at your first alert weather forecast. Howard, how's it out there today?
Oh, we're looking at another warm and sunny day here across the Twin Tiers. You know, something we've been stressing over the last couple of days is just how little the forecast is going to be changing from day to day. In fact, when we get to the 7-day forecast, you're going to be like, Howard, did you do anything to it? And I'm going to say, no, I didn't really, because we haven't needed to do anything to it. So let's take a look at what's going on here across the country. There's a lot going on here in the country right now. You may have heard about a hurricane that is impacting the United States, and that is along the Gulf Coast right now. But as we come in a little bit closer to the northeast, you'll notice that there's just high pressure in control. We have a few high clouds around the area right now, but yeah, really, folks, that's about all we're seeing right now. Let's take a slide down to the Gulf Coast. Right now, Hurricane Francine moving ashore. Its northern eye wall is beginning to move across the coast of Louisiana. It has not officially made landfall yet, and I'll briefly discuss that in a moment. But yeah, not a good situation down there. Temperatures right now, we're in the 70s pretty much across the board. Very warm afternoon here, but again, it's manageable in terms of the mugginess here. Looking at your headlines, we do have a gorgeous evening coming up here throughout the rest of this evening into tonight, and we're maybe the possibility of some patchy fog for the overnight hours in the valleys. Looking at a lot of dry time on the way here over the next 5 to 7 days, as we mentioned, and that hurricane is making landfall right now in the Gulf of Mexico. There is a look at Hurricane Francine. You may have noticed it has increased in strength. It is now up to a Category 2 hurricane. So it was a Category 1 earlier as of 4 o'clock, but Hurricane Reconnaissance did record hurricane strength, or I should say 100-mile-an-hour winds just off the deck via the soundings that they use. So it has been upgraded to a Category 2 hurricane right now, making ashore. But I mentioned the landfall. The hurricane is not considered made landfall until the center of circulation crosses land. So just because the eye wall is coming ashore does not mean that hurricane has made landfall yet. I'm a stickler for details, but that is just how it is. This storm is going to move off to the north, up the Mississippi River, will weaken substantially, of course, as it moves away from the heat and the energy of the Gulf of Mexico there, with eventually becoming just a remnant low-pressure system later this week into the weekend. Future track, again, not much going on, folks. We've got high pressure in control. It will remain that way all the way through this evening. Waking up tomorrow morning will be another nice start to the day. Again, maybe some fog in the valleys, but that's really about it. Maybe a few clouds tomorrow afternoon. No threat of any rain at all, really, over the next 24 hours and well beyond that as we continue into very early Friday morning. I do think that we end up seeing a little bit of cloud cover maybe in the valleys, but, or we should say actually fog, but aside from that, things will be staying very quiet, even into Friday evening as well. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast here. And again, I mentioned, you might think I didn't do anything. I maybe bumped the numbers up a degree or two here or there, but notice tomorrow, upper 70s to around 80. We're going to do the same thing on Friday. Heading into the weekend, yeah, Saturday and Sunday, low 80s. I think we're going to stay right around that 80-degree mark all the way through early to mid next week. And believe it or not, there are some signs that this high-pressure system will not only linger through the weekend into early next week, but perhaps even longer than that. So we could be looking at a very long and quiet stretch of dry weather here in the Twin Tiers.